So this is now the completion of the introductory session, part 1. We've established that internal communication is taking part of the feedback and dissemination of information amongst employees within the organization as the better part of your organization message. So, its purpose. The strategic purpose of internal communication, as it is like, is a two-way communication. Like I said previously, it's not a cuckoo state. You don't want to get off point. So you want a person, you need to have a target audience. Who's receiving your message? Who's receiving the information? Is it a toddler? Is it a school child? Is it an adult? Is it a professional adult? Is it a informal spaza worker for that matter? You need to know who you're communicating with. So there is a two-way communicating, so that when you receive the feedback, you also know how you will receive, in which medium you will receive the feedback. It must be a trusting relationship amongst your employees. Your employees must, as the picture indicates to you there, the employees must establish amongst themselves a relationship of trust, that they can depend on each other, that they can call upon each other, advise each other without feeling a sense of victimization or a sense that their opinion is never valued, that they can actually just give their input and people will respect them for what it is. So that is what the main purpose of internal communication is all about, that there is a two-way communication and a trust relationship is established. Then skills to the strategy, because it's very difficult to communicate with one another and you don't know how to do it. So there's a strategy to it. There's an action plan to do it. So the roots of internal communications are, you must have a skill. You are going to address somebody in the vocabulary that they understand. Can you imagine a referee at talk about a goal? A referee at a rugby game is talking about a goal and not a try and all of that jargon that they use. So you need to know who you are addressing. So you need to have the proper skill in writing and in speaking. The tools used, certain messages can be put on a notice board. Certain messages are put in newsletters, blogs, websites, fact sheets, Facebooks, face-to-face, even now virtual learning. So, involves a combination of interpersonal and new media channels. The new media channels, I just alluded to it, video conferencing, e-learning, virtual teaching. So that is the ways. Let's go on. Strategic internal communication. Let's say, what is the pest that is plaguing us? No, I'm not talking about the coronavirus or COVID-19. The pest within internal communication. How the employees need to communicate with each other and taking account of the pest. The pest, the politics. The political warfare amongst companies. The politics within the company, amongst each other. Who better said, you are all now from a background where you have the internal politics. I think we've ransacked that in the first module. Politics, economic sphere, and when there's a crisis that hits the business, there will always be an economic sphere. Am I losing my job? Am I going to be retrenched? They are giving me, I'm headhunted, and they're giving me a better salary. So those are the economics. Can you play with inflation? Can you play with increases in prices? Can you play with how, as an employee, do you understand the trends going on in other countries that you can actually say, this is the currency in the UK, this is the currency in America, etc. Converted to our currency. Social and cultural differences. We all are from a diverse group of people. Our demographics changes from age, gender, abilities, disabilities, culture, race, languages, kitchen. So we can all talk about that being in under one roof. Then we have technology. Technology plays such a big part in today's, because the older you get, the more hesitant you become to use new technology. But you can teach an old dog new tricks. Gone are the days that you can't say. I mean, you can say, this is a laptop, yes, but what are the functions of the laptop? So you can do many things with it. The machinery that you use within the business, is the employee or fay with the use of those technology or technological advances within your business? So employees, those are the things that you need to be guarding against. So, and there is a nicely set in a nice diagram for us. Rebranding your business, politics, how's it seen in other countries, the economics, social stand, and technological sphere. And it all impacts on rebranding your image. Am I still that outdated business that is still doing a little book by hand? Or am I technologically advanced? Am I in the new South Africa? Or am I still stuck in the old ways of doing things? Etc. Then we move on to the last. What is employee engagement? How do you get involved? This is when employees go the extra mile. Why? Because they have seen, they pat on the shoulder, and now they feel engaged, and they can feel that their morale is being uplifted and they are being noticed. How to get this? Employees believe in the organizational values. They buy into it, and that is how they portray this business's image. And yes, a public relations officer, you buy into it as well, because you're going to communicate whatever is communicated within the business, you communicate to the public. Employees given the opportunity to experience company's products. What better said? Please, you may then have access to, and people, the employees just can feel valued and wanted, and I want to use the word again, morale is boosted. And lately, create the company's ambassadors. They will never talk against, they will always talk for. So, with that said, we are going to articulate the last little bit of this session before we move on to the employee communication. Communication is articulating or verbalizing a message. Somebody listens, that person is going to reflect. That person, if he doesn't understand, is going to inquire. And afterwards, after understanding, he's going to advocate. Thank you very much for logging in.